What do you see when you first open the application 2gathr? You'll see a map view somewhat like this, where you're somewhat zoomed out from your current location. There are a number of things on this map, and we're going to, and this screen view, and we're going to go through each of them one by one. First off, let's just look at the map itself. Like many maps, you can tap anywhere on it and move it around. You can pinch and zoom in. You may also see that there are a number of numbers and pins on the map. Now, as I zoom in and out, perhaps you've seen this on some other apps, where you've got a number, that's signifying there are a number of different pins in that location. So as you zoom in, you'll see, I look there, 3, and as I zoom in, the 3 different pins in that location uncluster. I can tap on any of the pins. I'm just going to tap on this one here. And you'll see it's gone into a color. It's gone actually into the mauve color, which signifies that it is a pin, which is a post with a very specific locational attribute. So someone is making a post and pinning it to that location. More on cards and different types of posts and so on in a moment. So we have a map with various pins and posts, sometimes clustered together with a number count, how many specific pins or publications are in that area. You can also navigate the map by using the search bar up here. I'm just going to tap something in, and I want to go, I'm going to go very far afield. So I'm going to make it New York City. So I'm just typing in New York City, search, and you'll see what's come up is a bunch of results for that search query. I'm just going to go into the tab which shows locations, and you'll see that here are some options. So I'm going to tap on New York City, and it's taken me to the map center of New York City, and I'll zoom out and you'll see this actually Midtown Manhattan. Now we're back into the south of England. So I just showed you there how you can use the search bar to search for a location. You can also drag and zoom and pinch out on the map. Let's just explore some of the other features now. Let me show you this location button. I'm going to tap on that. That gives you the option of wherever you are on the map. If you tap current location, it will go to your current location. Or you can opt for a preset magnification setting to either zoom in or really zoom all the way out. Now I'm just going to tap zoom out. You'll see that's taking me to the rest of the world. Or I can tap on this again, and I'm going to zoom right in, back to where I was. So you can play around with that. So what else do we see apart from controls to play around with the map? Well, see a photograph here. It's actually an avatar. And we see a filter button. And we see a carousel. I'm just going to move that carousel around, which is showing different hashtags. Each of these is a button. And we see some cards, again on a carousel. And you see, as I'm moving the cards around, maybe highlighting things on the map which correspond to those cards. We'll look at the interaction between the cards and the map in a moment. And you'll see a floating bar down here with a number of buttons on it. Now, I'm going to go through each of these one by one. Now, I've just zoomed back into a very specific part of this market town, Horsham, south of England. And you'll see we have some icons on the map, and one is in the color of mauve, the other two are white. The reason this is in the color is because it is the subject of this card, which is the card snapped into the center. So here you can see that Dave has pinned a publication onto the map about, in this case, it's a movie. If I tap on another icon, you'll see now that one's highlighted and another post from Dave snaps into view because this is the publication that relates to that pin. And let's go to just to one more to get the hang of it. I'm going to tap on that one. You can see that Dave's done another post. What I can also do is I can just play around and toggle the cards themselves. And you can see what's going on there. It's highlighting the location for each particular card or publication. That will work throughout the app. Now let's look at what happens if I do something with these hashtags. Firstly, what do they mean? It means that someone who has posted in this area has annotated somewhere in the text of that post a hashtag and then a word or a name. So if I tap on Moon Age Daydream, it's now highlighted Moon Age Daydream. So it's going to show the cards and the corresponding pins that contain Moon Age Daydream. So it effectively acts as a filter. I might want to tap on live music instead. So that's going to now be Moon Age Daydream and live music. Anything containing those two will show up. I might deselect Moon Age Daydream. So now I'm just showing things which contain live music. Now let's just explore a little bit more about what are in these cards. These are effectively preview cards, and typically the app will show the last 30, 40, 50, if there are that many in an area. And they will reload older ones if you want them to. But I'm going to tap on this card, and you can see it opens up to creates a discussion thread. I'm just going to go back for a second. You'll also see that the card itself summarizes that discussion, the name of the poster, their @name, which is their unique name, Dave being the display name for this guy, and @DaveStar is his unique name. In this case, he's posted a photograph, could have been a video clip preview, and there's a preview of some of the text. And we have a number of icons at the bottom. One is how many likes, one is whether or not you want to bookmark this particular publication, so I'm going to do that. I'm just going to tap on it. It's bookmarked it. I'm actually going to like it as well. So now it shows that there are 3 likes. I'm one of them because it's gone into red. It's showing the number of views, and it would show the number of comments. It's also got a share icon. So if I tap on that, it comes up with a lot of options as to how to share on other messages, messaging applications, or onto your other social media. So now let's just dive back right into the publication itself. What I'm seeing first off is that this is a pin from Dave. It's about 2 months old. His unique name is @DaveStar. He pinned this publication right to that location. This is the text he's posted. It's got a picture in there. And you can see here, we've got the same icons as before. Now I'm just going to make a comment here. I'm going to call it, say, great movie. And I'm going to post that. So what I've just done is I have commented on Dave's pin about Moon Age Daydream. This opens up a discussion thread which can go on and on as much as we want it to. So this effectively opens, just like in apps like Reddit and other things, as much discussion as you want to have. So I'm just going to then tap close it. And I'm going to move on to the next area, the floating bar. The first thing you'll notice in the floating menu bar is probably the plus sign, which is the create button. So I'm going to tap on that. You can see a pop-up comes up. This is how I can start to create publications. I can decide whether or not it's a pin, which is a publication which we pinned literally on the map, and it then will be associated with that exact location on the map. I can also perhaps publish an incident report. I can announce an event where I can put in the timing of the event and the location of the event. Perhaps I can make an alert, or I can create a general post, which can be on any topic, and it will be loosely associated with the area that you're currently in on your map view. And let me just start with perhaps a pin. You can see that it's just showing exactly where I am on the map, and I can change that. So if I tap on that on the map view, I can now go to wherever I want, go to the other side of the world if I wanted to. I'm just going to leave it there. And it's updated the addresses. It starts with the exact precise address, then perhaps the regional address, going further and further out to Sussex, to England, to United Kingdom. So I can associate a pin with any location. But let's leave it there for the second. So I'm going to associate it with that precise location. Then I can start writing. I'm just going to make this a little bit bland, but great town. I might want to add a picture. And in this case, I'm going to take a photo, take it. Let's get some infinity effect there of the screen. And of course, you can have that photo. You can see that I'm uploading it, so I'm going to upload. Let's just added that. And I'm going to also say weird. So I can add a photo from my photo library. I can take a photo, I can add video, can do whatever I wish to. But now let's say I'm comfortable with this. I'm then going to publish it. And where did I publish it? There it is, there it is. So what you may have noticed there is it didn't show up in a card in my view because I was over in this area. And when I edited the exact location where I wanted to pin it, I moved further west. So I just had to move the map round to view it, and then it snapped into view. Now, let's say, just whilst we're on that I don't like that post. So I'm going to tap back into it. I'm going to go to the little hamburger here. I can change whatever I've got on the post. I can edit it, or I can delete it. So I'm going to delete it. So it's gone now. I'm just very quickly going to look at this one. And then I'm going to look at post, but event. You'll see here it's got a slightly different layout. Again, you can pin the event to whichever location you want. You can give it a title, you can describe it, and you can use the facility here to put an exact time on the event. And then it's ready to go. I'm just going to get out of that one. The next one I'm going to show is what a post looks like. And post is slightly different to the other publications because, well, let me open up the post. You're not pinning it to an exact location. You're pinning it to an approximate location defined by this hexagon on the map. Again, you can tap on that area and you can move that hexagon around. Okay, so let's say I'm happy with that location. And I can, again, type in something. Type something. And I can publish. Again, if I zoom out and refresh, zoom out a bit further, refresh, further still, because I actually did move it quite a way, you'll see that I've now got a blue color coding and it says type something, but you can't see exactly where it is on the map. The 2gathr knows that that post was posted with a loose association to this area. And when you're in that area and you zoomed out sufficiently, you will see the post. But you can't exactly see where it's pinpointed on the map because the publisher didn't want to pinpoint it on the map. Now, why might this be useful? Well, it might be that you want to post something where you want to associate it with an exact location, and other times you don't. It might be because you want to make lots of different posts, but you don't want to always be posting them to where you live or where you work, just because you might want people not to be able to pinpoint all of your activity. And it also might be that what you're publishing is not about that exact location, it's just something you're posting, but you're in that approximate location and you want people, when they browse the app, to see what people are posting in the general area. Now, I'm just going to go back and delete that one again. So I'm going to go in and then I'm going to delete post. So we've just explored what you can do with that pop-up. Pull that down. Another thing you can do is you can just go directly onto the map. So I'm going to tap, go in there. I'm going to this place called row hook. And I'm going to touch the map and hold it and press it, and the same pop-up will come up. So I don't have to, stop that now. I don't have to start the process of creating a pin or post a publication by pressing the create button. I can just go straight onto the map and hold it down on the map, and then the same pop-up will come up. And we've got two other icons, two other buttons on the floating menu. I'm going to tap into this one first. This is the stream view, and you'll see there are a number of different ways of accessing streams. There's the global stream. If I slide over there, I now have a stream of people I'm following. So it'll be the global stream shows everybody that's publishing. The most recent is at the top, the oldest is at the bottom. Then following is just going to look at the people that I follow. And I'm going to talk about following in a moment. Here will be any upcoming events in my area, any events that I've created. So this is a list of all my events, and a stream of what's ever local. Now, there's nothing posted there, so you saw nothing. Let's just go somewhere else. Now I'm going to, you can see, I know there are a number of events and things going on. So I'm just going to go back into the stream view again. And you'll see now I have a local stream because there are things in that location. And if I were to zoom out and now tap on stream view, let's look at, you'll see there are quite a few upcoming events in the area. and you'll see there's more in the local stream because I've just zoomed out. So it's a very good way to look at what's going on, depending on what you're searching for. Again, you'll probably recognize that these are cards in a slightly different format, but exactly the same information. They're just optimized for this particular view, so you have slightly bigger thumbnails on it, but it's the same thing. You see the name of display name for the poster, unique @name for the poster, a preview, and the thumbnail of either a video or a picture. I'm just going to stream down, you just get a bit of a view. You can see that there you've got one which is a video. So some are videos, some aren't. And you can also tap on the pictures to open the picture straight away. You can tap on most other places. If I tap here, it will open the card. So you're back into the card, go back. Or I can just tap straight on the video and it will play in that. And I can, of course, make it full screen if I wanted to. Now, that summarizes the various stream views. Next up is the button or icon to denote the communications center. And you can see I've got a notification there. By the way, over on the stream view, if I do something or I get a notification, it will also show there. So I'm going to do it an example that you can see that happening in real time. I'm going to just comment from another device. Just created another notification and you'll see that that's been added to the notification count there. So I'm going to tap on that and let's open that up. Let's see what we see. So again, we have a number of tabs. And the first tab are my direct messages. And I'm going to perhaps open one of these. You can see I've got a discussion thread. I'm not going to dwell on those, but it's a highly secure private messaging facility you have, where you can use text, video, and photos as attachments as well. And then go over to this tab. It shows all notifications I might have in public discussions. So these are discussions that relate to those cards where I have either liked or commented or initiated any of those discussions, and now someone else has come along and added to those discussions. So because they're a discussion I've shown an interest in, if someone does something, it will highlight, it will notify me that they've done it. So let's have a look here. And someone commented on an event I published, which you'll have seen before, and someone has commented on it. It's also where I can see if there are any notifications. So it's usually at the moment, if people like something, this is where you'll get notified. And then finally, if I slide over here, this is where anything that I've bookmarked would show up for easy reference. It's just a way to save things that you're particularly interested in. Now let's look at some of the other features. I'm going to tap here on my avatar. And this is where you'll see my display name, or your display name, your unique @name, whatever profile you've given yourself. It'll also show, again, we have a number of tabs here. It will show your personal stream. So this is everything that you've posted. Now that can become really quite powerful as you start to build up publications that you've done. It's like your own personal timeline. You can filter that you can look at all the people that you follow, all the people that follow you, and anyone you've blocked. Now I'm just going to look down here. You can see that these are all the people that I'm following. So I'm just going to tap on Len. It's opened up his profile. So there I've got all the things that he's been streaming. I can also see who he's following, and there may be some people that he's following that I'm not following, and I might want to explore those guys. So if I look at, I don't know, I'm going to tap on, I'm going to tap on Dave. I can see he's got quite an interesting stream as well. So that's what the avatars do. It's a good way just to explore people and their content. I'm now back in my own profile, and I'm going to tap on the hamburger. And this is where I have a number of options. Now, because I'm an administrator, it's going to look very slightly different to the view that you will have. But this is where you can edit your profile. So I'm going to tap on edit, or you can change your username. I'm just going to tap on edit profile. And that is where you can start to get into changing that. Now, that's all dummy data. I'm not born yesterday, and that's now updated. Let's just go back to the search bar next. Here it's empty, so I'm just going to type something in. I think I'm going to type in the name. Oops. Bill. Now I'm in the summary view, so it's going to show some possible locations, some possible users. Now I can expand that. I can keep adding more. I can keep opening it up. I can show more users by tapping on that. Or I can be more specific. So Bill, I've put a space there, so now there are no it's just added, sorry, it's added a number of things that might fit that bill, including a post has come up, which also has the name Bill in it. So if I tap over here, you can see that it's looked, this is the public publications. There's one which contains Bill. If I tap on here, it will show locations with Bill in it. If I tap here, it would show people, but there's no person, Bill, space, nothing. So if I go back a little bit, so just Bill, tap there, you'll see the two people that in one way or another have Bill in their name or in their unique @name. So just going to show that. So if I tap on Bill's screen, the reason he came up is because he has BILL in his @name. So it is being very precise. We also have this filter button, which is where you can activate what we call gathering. So I'm just going to tap on that. We have a pop-up coming up, and a gathering is a set of filter settings so you can tailor the view you have on the map at any one time. You can tailor the location, so it can be a big location, it can be a global location if you want, or it can be a very specific tight location. It can be where you are, or it can be somewhere remote. So many people have set this up to have one gathering for where they work, another one for where they live, and others for where their family members may live or where they're going to go on holiday next. So you can create these settings so that you have a map view which relates to whatever you wish to specify. So I'm going to tap on that, and I'm going to make this about, I don't know, Netherlands, and all the Low Countries. So I'm just going to specify that as the location. Let's make sure that worked. Yes, it certainly did. I just want to see pins. I don't want to see anything else. So I'm going to eliminate these other things. And I could say, do I want to have it showing things as they occur? So a feed view. Do I want to have just what's happening today? What things which are upcoming? I can tap open. I can specify lots of things. I can, even if I go into that, do a date range. So I can, let's say, from there to there. So that's my range. But I won't in that case. But that's what I could do. I could also specify whether I just want to see things from everybody, people I follow, or just my own. And I could decide to include exclusively certain hashtags. So if I just want to see things with hashtag music, then in my nearest city, then I would just see posts in that viewpoint about music in my current city. Now I can apply that at any time, or I can, and it would be saved into history. So here's a lot of history, and I can tap on any of those. So I'm going to tap here on Birmingham, and it's just applied the Birmingham filter. It's gone to Birmingham, and it's got the posts in Birmingham. You'll also see that it's got a little red dot there showing that the filter or gathering is active. Now I'm just going to then reset that. Now let's create another one. So I may have a history, and I might want to bookmark one of these. So I'm going to tap there. I'm going to call it, it suggests something, but I might change it. I'm just going to call it Birmingham, West Midlands. I'm going to save it. And now it's added Birmingham, West Midlands in my bookmarks. So this is something that's well worth exploring as you start to follow more and more places, locations, topics, different people. That's a very quick way to going into a preset gathering that you preset. And we see a lot of potential with that. Just going to take it out a bit. And I'm going to show you one last interesting feature. This is all about how you can share location. So how do you share location? I'm going to tap on my avatar. You probably noticed it earlier that we've got this button here. And if I tap share live location, which I'm going to do now, just reminding me that if I share live location, everybody's going to see me on the map that's using the app. But if someone follows me, they're going to get a notification. I'm just going to say that Robert Federer has shared location. So I'm going to hit share. So now I'm sharing my live location. You see this icon has come up, and I still have the opportunity to stop sharing live location. Let's go back to the map and see what's happened. You'll see that I am now, my avatar is placed on the map, and it's a very precise locator. And if you're following me, you will have been notified. And in the notification, if you tap on the notification, it will then open 2gathr, and it will show, it will zoom in on where I am. If you're not following me, I'll still be on the map, but you'll only know about it if you choose to look at the map. So this is a very interesting feature. I'm going to give some examples of how you might want to use this. But let's just look at what else has just changed. Now I'm showing location. We've got a little map or location icon in the top of the avatar. And the location button itself is actually counting down. It's actually counting down. So it's preset for about 20 minutes so that you don't forget that you're leaving location switched on. Now, as you get to 10 minutes or so, the avatar does start to fade. So That's just an indication that there's not time left for your sharing location. Now, why is this special? Well, any 2gathr user would be able to look at the map and see which other 2gathr users are sharing the location at any one time. They don't have to be contacts. They don't have to be following them. They don't have to exchange telephone numbers or email addresses. All they will see about the other person is their display name and their unique name. That's all they're going to know. So there's no intrusion of privacy. But you might want to know other people that are using 2gathr in the area, and because it's a way that you can start to get to know people. So imagine you're at, I don't know, a football match. You can be sharing your location with a whole bunch of strangers there. And you could very quickly set up a hashtag for reds or hashtag blues so that you can further filter whether people are posting about the red team or the blue team. But you can also see that perhaps some people are outside of the stadium and they may be at a pub, and you could tap on their avatar, like I'm going to do now, and you could direct message that person by opening up the direct message thread. And you could say, is the pub any good? You could ask the question. It could be great for marches. It could be great for festivals. It's a fantastic way to create ad hoc communication channels with people that you don't know yet. It's a very, very powerful feature, and it's quite unique. So I'm just going to tap back on that icon. Oops. It's on the avatar. And I'm going to stop sharing live location. Okay. And I've disappeared. So I'm no longer visible to others. So that's just a very quick flavor of some of the features that you've got on the app. There are many, many more, but I think these are the main ones to help you get started. And the beauty of this is you can use the app just by looking at what other people are posting. You can make an occasional comment if that's what you want to do. You can create your own publications and initiate conversations. You can go to anywhere in the world and see what are people chatting about there. Something over there. You know, what are people talking about at the moment? What's the most recent thing that people are talking about? Or is there a particular different set of trending hashtag topics, et cetera, et cetera? So it's a very, very good way to explore. And we think that whether you just want to observe, want to participate a bit, or become an active publisher, this is a fantastic app just for you. All the best. Hope you enjoyed it.